Okay, I think I'm here. I'm giving this a try, you guys. Let's see if it's working on the different platforms. Hmm. And y'all got to bear with me because I am really trying to test this out. And this is probably my first time doing a live through this service. And so there's just a couple of things I need to figure out. So just bear with me while I get everything up here and running. Um, okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, I think I got this going. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Hopefully, we get some folks to come and join us on this first live that we are running here tonight. I am not feeling the greatest, but I feel like I got this echo here going too. All right, so what I want to do is test out this format since I now have my three different platforms connected to this streaming service. And I am going to try sharing my screen so I can start to show this recent episode that we recorded with my new friend, Queen Taylor. So let me pull that up really quick. Okay, let's see. Ay. Okay. So that's not working how I wanted it to. That's great. Let's see if I can try this again. This is back. Okay. Let me try this then. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can do this now. Okay, maybe I can try to get this going now. Let's try this, y'all. So, there we go. I think we are good. And all right, so I am going to play this interview that I had with my girl, Queen Taylor, the founder of Crazy Afro Hair. Queen is born and raised from Brooklyn, New York, and we had a really, really fun conversation just about life and about relationships and overcoming narcissistic abuse. So let me go ahead and get it playing for y'all, and y'all can tap into the chat. Let me know if you have any questions for me or for her, and let's go ahead and get it cracking. All right, let me see. Encourage and inspire everyone watching to go after their dreams and give ourselves the love that we truly deserve. Okay, so I want to introduce, we've got Queen Taylor here, and she is the founder of Crazy Afro Hair. And Queen, where are you from again, honey?
Brooklyn, New York.
Wonderful, wonderful. How long have you been born and raised, or?
My whole life, born and raised.
Okay, I love that. See, I'm from Connecticut, so we're right there close together. But we just discovered that we are both Leo, so look, we're already friends for life. And so I'm grateful that she is here helping me out to test this format of recording live through StreamYard so that we can get a little bit more engagement and get some more guests who want to come on and share their stories. So I'm grateful you're here joining me, and just want to go ahead and we can dive into some questions. So Queen, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, and just whatever you're willing to share as some background.
So I'm 28 years old. I am born August 17th, 1996.
My
I
baby's
am a New York State licensed cosmetologist, and I am the founder of Crazy Afro Hair, which is a hair oil brand inspired by the 70s.
I love that. I love that. So how long have you been in cosmetology and doing hair?
So I would say I've been in cosmetology since I was little. I could think back to when I was 10 years old and I was on a stoop like, hey, you want to get your hair braided for $10? So it's been a long time. If we count that, I would say it's been like 18 years.
I love that. Well, good for you. I've always wished I had the patience to learn hair. I've tried in maybe recent years, like through YouTube and the online tutorials. So I actually did my hair myself. But
Oh,
you know,
look good.
thank you. Like the crochet styles and things like that. I just wish I could braid. Like I can't cornrow to save my life. And I just wish I could figure that out. But maybe
I'm surprised.
I
I'm shocked.
something about the pattern. Like I can do plaits and things like that, but just cornrows, no. And I just wish I could, but it's clearly it's not for me. So that's why we need ladies like y'all because y'all got it down, okay? But I wanted to go and start diving into some of these questions here. I guess we can start off by asking, have you ever been in an emotionally abusive relationship?
I have, unfortunately.
I started this podcast after I escaped a 19-year emotionally abusive situation. And the more I share my stories, the more I talk to people, I realize there are so many people who have gone through similar situations. The devil is in the details, right? So, how long were you in a relationship like that?
For 10 years.
How did you meet your ex?
I met him in high school. We were 17 years old. We met.
Okay. You have children?
Yes, one.
Okay. Little boy or girl?
A boy.
Oh, that's sweet. How old is your son?
4.
Oh, okay. So he's a little guy. So, how long have you been out of that situation now?
I've been fully out of it. It's been a good year now.
Okay. Yeah, it's been, I think looking at the calendar, it's been almost exactly a year for me.
Oh, all right. So we right on together then.
I found that I learned so much in this last year, just about myself, about life, about relationships, about parenting, especially being a single mother now. Part of me, as crazy as it might sound, I'm kind of grateful I went through that experience. I'm grateful I was able to find the strength to leave, but also to find the lesson out of it. So tell me when you got to a point where you realized you were in an abusive relationship.
That's a good question. So I started to realize I lost my voice. So as I was in the relationship, like I would just get so nervous of the things he would say, or like I'll be like, okay, if he screams at me or something and I try to defend myself, it'll just be adding fuel to the fire. So I lost my voice because I'm like, if I just be quiet and not say anything, then maybe he'll stop talking, and then you look up 2 hours and pass. And it's like, how much hatred do you have for a person to just sit there and just bash them for 2 hours straight
Mm,
without them even saying anything back?
right. I do understand. I think that's something that a lot of people, I don't think at the time, maybe when you're in it, you realize that this is a form of emotional abuse, but it's definitely one of the key factors there where someone can just be so mean and just so nasty. It's like they're on a personal mission to try to tear you down, make you feel as low as possible. Trying to escape that, I feel like, is even harder because it's like in one of my episodes I put out 6 steps to escape an emotionally abusive situation. And when there's a little graphic there of a little girl in the middle just looking down and depressed, and there's some little steps around it. But I think one of the steps was first acknowledging and recognizing you're in this situation. For me, it required like going to therapy and more importantly, talking to like one of my best friends. Was there someone in your world who was able to help you kind of see that, you know what, this isn't good, girl, and you deserve better if you didn't find it on your own?
I just want to shout out these YouTubers if I can.
Yes.
Bella Bars, that's my girl right there. Haley Gamba, those two really helped me, and I didn't even realize I was dealing with a narcissist until I started watching Bella Bar's channel.
Okay.
And one of her favorite quotes was, "Take the whole dude, put him in a trash bag, and throw the whole dude away."
And look, I'm writing her name down because I haven't come across that. But did you just say her name is Bella Barnes?
Yeah,
Oh,
Bella Bar. Her rap name is Bella Bars, but her YouTube name is Love Your Natural.
love you. Okay, I
And
like.
she just talks about, she was in a relationship too with a bunch of guys, and she's in her 30s and she's still single. And she always say, a lot of girls say, "Oh, you're so pretty and you got a nice shape," but it's like when you're dealing with a narcissist, none of that matters.
None of it matters. It doesn't. And they'll go out and be with women and cheat with women who are so beneath you to almost make you feel like just to bring your self-esteem and your confidence down to where theirs is, right? But I do love that. I know there were a couple of people who helped me. Like I like the Tonight's Conversations podcast and like Ace Metaphor and Keita Rose. Even the girl Love Dorsey on YouTube and Instagram. She's a rapper as well. And it's like they have this rawness and this realness about the messages they put out. And so for me, I started just having some of those videos tapping into my feeds, like, oh my gosh, and hitting my algorithms. I'm like, it's like they're talking directly to me.
I know.
And so that was really good for me. And I think I finally was able to find my voice speaking to like my best friend who she was starting to say, like, you know what, why weren't you telling me more of this? And what's been going on here? And what is this about? And why are you tolerating this? And so I think for me having somebody that close where I can actually like start pouring it out, like, hey, because I think sometimes when you start verbalizing what's going on, as you're saying it, you feel crazy almost like, I'm really tolerating this from this dude. I'm really letting him talk this way to me and my kids. This is crazy, So shout out to those YouTubers, shout out to the friends, and
Definitely, man. They really helped me find my way.
I love that, And I think when you're able to get out of this situation, it's like you're able to be so free. And I don't know about you, but I just have like no filter almost. Like I'm saying whatever I want to whoever I want. I hurt. I don't care who I offend at this point. Because when you go so long where you can't say what you're going to sleep and you're like, I can't even rest at night because I should have said this. Why did I say this and get this off my chest, right? And you just have too many of those moments like, this is just not healthy for me. But I'm glad you're able to find your voice through this situation and, get back to feeling some sense of peace and some freedom there. So I love that.
I'm honest. I want to say I'm happy for you too. You look just amazing, beautiful smile, beautiful skin. You could just tell that you're just in a happier place now, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, honey. And I feel the same for you. You know what I mean? It's like you have a different glow to you when you're stuck and you're trapped in that situation. I tell people, I made parole. I done served my time, and I'm in the
right.
And I'm just enjoying life in a whole new way that I truly couldn't do it before. Because when you're in an emotional abusive relationship with a narcissist, it's like you spend your life trying to please this person. You go so hard trying to just keep them happy, trying to help them with whatever affairs they have from business to school to work or, whatever the case may be. It's like you lose so much of yourself there. So when you can kind of like drop that dead weight and focus on you and your kids, it's just like a level of freedom that I don't think people understand. I don't think they get it.
I think a lot of people don't understand it until they have been in it. And I remember people used to say before, if you have a friend, right, and your friend try to tell you something like how they feeling, and they're like, you don't get me because you never went through it. And now I understand what people mean when they say that.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Yep. I find myself trying to give people a little bit more grace too. Because it's like you can be on the outside of a situation looking into it, and it's like, is this bitch crazy? She don't hire a cheater. She don't see he dogging her out like this. But when you're in the situation and you feel so stuck sometimes it's like, I think I went through a span of time where I just felt like, who's gonna want me? I'm overweight. I got these kids. Nobody's gonna want to come playing stepdaddy to me and these kids. Like I might as well just try to figure this out. I might as well stay.
And then the things that they tell you on top of that to make you feel like it's just you can't have anybody but them.
And you know who didn't help was Kevin Samuels coming out with all that mess of, oh, well, if you're over 35, if you're this, if you got more than one baby's daddy, if you got, and it's like, oh my God, what? cross myself out of there
Just
because
gave the narc something else to say.
you know what I mean? Like my options are gonna be slim as hell because nobody's gonna want me. And then they'll find a way of feeding you with that mess of, nobody's gonna love you better than me. Nobody's gonna love my kids better than me. And it's like you're hardly loving your kids. You can't love the kids when you're showing them that it's okay to abuse their mother. You
It's
can't
true.
possibly. So I think it's interesting how we can fall into the trap of believing some of these things. It's not right. I want to ask you this. What was the biggest takeaway or the biggest thing you learned from going through your situation?
The biggest thing that I've learned is to have boundaries because I realized for you to deal with the narcissist, the only people that can deal with them is people with no boundaries. Any woman that has boundaries would be like, you gotta go.
Yeah, that's the main part. Now, did you ever get to a point where you were able to like speak up and say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do this, or just start setting those boundaries? And what happened when you tried?
Girl, he was running into the refrigerator, mashing his head into the fridge, screaming and banging his head. And it was ridiculous. It was almost, and then I started to realize, I'm like, are you fighting to keep me down? And I was like, literally, it's like, you got your foot on my neck.
Mm,
I'm just wondering, and your foot is just on my neck. Like, you're not going nowhere.
wow. Yep. I think that was interesting when I got to a space where, and I think it was only just like last summer, where my ex, he was really big. Like me and him both were a lot larger. I lost about 90 pounds. He lost about 140 pounds, right? And he at his heaviest was about 415 pounds. He's very tall. But girl, we was out one day and he was telling people, yeah, I was 500 pounds. I was 200 pounds. At first, I'm thinking, baby, ain't no way I'm adding on any extra pound from my and at my heaviest, I think I was about 375. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna say I was 400 pounds. I was
Right.
I remember looking at him like, no, you weren't, right? And it just is so embarrassing to him. Like, why would you call me out and say I was? And I'm thinking, because you're lying. And I still have the scale we use. It says max load is 440. You were never too big to weigh yourself on our home scale. So you got to stop telling that. And I started really realizing these people truly believe these lies. They truly convinced themselves. Like, I think he really believed he was 500 pounds. I'm like, yo, you would have been freaking huge. You would have been huge if you were 500 pounds. You were big, but again, when you're as tall as him, or I'm 5'11. So when you're that tall, you carry the weight very different. Like if I was 5'4", 375, that'd have been rough.
Like when you're taller, it's like more slimmer, and then if you're shorter, it's more stubbier.
Right. And so I thought it was so funny, but in that one moment when I was able to do that, and he went home and was so, oh my God, I thought I was gonna catch hell. But I just started saying, no, the window's open now. I'm gonna just start calling out everything. And it just was like fight after fight after fight after fight. And while I would have normally fell back, like, you know what, just shut up. Let me just go let him go get to the garage, let him smoke, be out of the way. And he would lock his stuff away for days. I'm talking 2-3 days at a time, where I have to be mama. I have to do everything because he will not come out of that garage. And so I just started realizing, let me get used to this. Let me get used to this habit of doing everything. Don't ask him for nothing. Don't ask him to help with these kids, to dishes. Don't ask for nothing. And I started realizing, wow, I got this. I can handle this on my own. Like, this might not be as hard as I thought it was going to be, because when you look at it, you're mostly handling everything on your own as it is.
Yeah.
I think that is a very important takeaway, that once you're able to start setting those boundaries, you're going to see a completely different side of this person. And it can be kind of scary too. Did your ex ever get physically abusive or do anything to like instill, I guess, try to incite or instill fear in you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be anything. I remember I was selling like eyelashes. I still sell eyelashes, but that's how I started. And it
Okay.
was like, oh, you think I still have the text message? I literally screenshotted it and sent it to my email because I was like, when my business blow up and I get my warehouse, I want to blow it up right on the wall.
I love
Literally, you think that because you started a business, you're gonna be something. I bet you 10 years from now, you still ain't gonna be nothing.
That's crazy. Did he have anything that he wanted to pursue or try? Like any kind of real job?
Yes, videography, and it was crazy because when it came to his dreams, I bought his camera. I bought a laptop to invest into him. I invested like $1,000.
Honey,
But
I know.
when it came to me, trash. This other girl doing it. She doing it better than you. You think you doing something, girl? You ain't doing nothing. Don't use that oil on my son hair. People, oh, you think you doing something with that oil? People here gonna be falling out. And then guess who was begging for the oil? Now that guess, wait, hold on. Guess who here falling out?
Honey, you know what? That's the best part of it, right? Because too many examples. Like I had 6 girlfriends going through separations and divorce in this last year or two. So I'm watching them as they're getting out of this situation. It's like everybody's having the best glow up. I mean, hair looking good, body looking good, looking weight, like I losing weight, just everything. And I look at these men, they're men, it's like they falling apart. My ex has so many gray hairs. I'm like, where'd you get all these grays? He looks stressed. You know what I mean? It's like his eyes look sunken in. And I'm just like, oh, this ain't carrying.
They call it a narcissistic coma. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's a narcissistic coma. So basically, when you leave the narcissist, they eventually go into a narcissistic coma,
Oh,
where it's like they start to lose themselves and stuff like that.
honey,
Yeah.
I gotta write that down. Hold on. That is hilarious. But I'm gonna have to use that and look into that more. That is so funny.
He's in a narcissistic coma right now. While you're glowing, they're just falling apart. And it's like, it's literally goes to show you how evil they are.
Yeah.
Your life is falling apart because you can't tear me down anymore. When you were tearing me down, you were flourishing.
Yeah. Isn't that so crazy? Like out here with all this false confidence and all the bitches trying to
All
get
these
at them.
girls and
And now I heard the phones just dried up and
oh yeah, I don't want those girls. Why you don't want them? Because you know what they said, the main supply is going. When they lose their main supply, they go into a narcissistic coma. They don't know what to do with themselves because there's nothing like having that main supply.
it's nothing like it. And especially when you can hold on to it for so long. I think it's
Yeah.
just they get so comfortable that, oh, she's invested all these years. She's not going nowhere.
Mhm.
She's not gonna leave me after 10 years. She's not gonna leave me after 19 years now. And when you actually have the strength to do it, oh my God. I realized because they've never factored in that option, like it was never a possibility in their mind that when it happens, that's when it brings out the absolute worst in them. And it's
Is it?
very, very scary.
Then they start to want to fight back. And then you know what's crazy because I don't know if you went through it before, but it was a time it's like, all right, we're gonna break up or whatever. You come back begging, I got sympathy. I still haven't healed, so I'm gonna go back in. Within 72 hours, it's right back to the same thing.
Immediately. If not 48 hours, it might be 24 hours later. It's like,
First, it's the charm to reel you back in. Then they want to have sex and this and that. Then after that, you trash girls.
and the love bombing. It's like, and I think that you almost get to a point where you're almost addicted to that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God, like, okay, I'm gonna go and try to initiate this breakup. I know what he's about to do, but for me, it was like I almost enjoyed the love bombing. I almost enjoyed the, okay, wow, now I know he's gonna take me out this weekend because I've emphasized that you never do this. So now we get to go out, and then I don't go out and again for another 8-9 months. You know what I mean? It's like this fucked up cycle that I felt like I don't even know how to escape this. And even when I was talking to one of my friends, she's like, I think you're addicted to the chaos. And I was like, damn, there might be some validity to this because I keep putting myself in the same cycle. When do I get to the point where I stop? What was the straw that broke the camel's back for you?
That's a good question. So I would say the straw that broke the camel's back for me was one time we were arguing. This is when I was living at my dad's house. So we were arguing, and he was just like, "Oh, you think I care about crying for you?" Because I was just telling him like, "I don't want to do this. You want to go to a party, but when I tell you let's go to an interview and stuff like that, you can't do that. But you go to a party. Oh, it's other girls out here that dudes will cry over that look way better than you. I don't want this." And I was like, you know what? This is the last straw for me because I'm tired of this. You doing all of this just to go to a party.
Party.
Just to go to a party, and then tomorrow you're gonna be on my phone, ringing my phone down because the party over.
Right.
It's annoying.
I think it's very annoying, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just so selfish. Like
It is.
you're so caught up in being seen in this moment, and for what? Like I guess trying to get clout, trying to just feel like, oh, I'm that nigga. I don't know what it is, but For me, my ex had he had a real problem with chasing girls from his high school. And it was so frustrating because I say of the 50, 60 women I ever caught him with, let's say 45, 50 of them were from his high school. So it was like you just went chasing old high school dreams, bitches who are washed up, got 3, 4, 5 babies daddies now. They ain't got shit going on. Now they done gained 100 pounds, and now they want to give you a chance because you out here, kind of perpetrating this lifestyle that we don't live and making it look so wonderful. Like you're just husband and daddy of the year. Or I caught him cheating with one of the girls from his high school like 4 days before my birthday last summer. And it was like, yo, just I couldn't believe the dishes. It wasn't just one, it was one girl from high school, one coworker, but then I found communications with 2 other girls from high school. So it was a total of 4 women I found in a span of 48 hours before my birthday. As my family was all in town when we were hosting a reunion here in Charlotte. So I'm like, you was plotting to go sleep with this girl when you were getting your hair cut and then come back to Charlotte, hug on my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, smiling everybody's face. And he popped off on me when I caught him and said, you don't understand the pressure I'm under. All of my friends have been clowning me for being the married loser.
What?
Then don't be married and go be like the rest of them clowns, because these men are out here killing themselves to find a wife. You have that. They come to see how we live, and it's like, oh my God, I wish I had this. I hear them say this.
Mm-hmm.
But then because you're not out being single in the streets and fucking on different hoes every night, you feel like you're missing out on some real experiences. Yeah. How much fun you have. He ain't got the money to date. He ain't hardly got the money to take himself out. You know what I mean? And bitches ain't settling for McDonald's and cookout. You know what I mean? Like, what do you even have to offer when you take me out of the picture? Because everything about our lifestyle was on account of me and my family. And I think that's something that they get so comfortable in too. It's like they seek out people who are way out of their league, right? And
because they enjoy tearing things down.
Yep.
That's what narcissists enjoy. The better you are, the more higher up on the scale. This is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so happy with this project because when I get finished with her in 10 years, she going to be on government assistance.
I swear to God, that's the goal. That's the freaking goal. But I think it's beautiful when you can see women who get out of the situations. Like we starting businesses, our kids are thriving, we're thriving, we're working on mental health, working on physical health. Like everything is happening opposite of what you really were hoping for. So I think that's just, I love that. I love those kind of stories. Hearing these different experiences, I think it's important to share them because for so long when I wasn't exposed to like the podcast and some of these like the online content talking about relationships or narcissists, some of this shit was just foreign to me. Like working on my self-love or healing. Like I was in therapy and stuff for a while, but I realized I didn't even have the right therapist. I was with a woman who she kind of, I feel like wanted to just be like my homegirl. Like she just told me way too much of what I think she thought I wanted to hear. When I really just wanted the truth. I wanted somebody to tell me, bitch, you sound crazy. You need to wake up.
I want to be held accountable. I don't.
Right. And so I decided to switch up and I found a male therapist, a Black guy. And he was like, listen, I'm not here to be your friend. Thank you. This is already starting off good. He would give me homework. He'd give me books. He'd give me all kinds of YouTube videos and things to watch. And I remember him saying something that, it's like this man is cutting you every day, just cutting you deeper, deeper. Like, how do you heal when you're being cut and when you're being hurt? And for some reason, that clicked in my head. Like, oh my God, there is no way I can possibly get better here. When I see the cycle, the patterns for 19 years, it's going to take for me to get out of it. And I think sometimes, like I heard a message not too long ago that was kind of impactful where the girl, I wish I saved it. She was talking about how these men will create the circumstances for you to leave because they don't have the balls to leave. They know that they're not going to cut off their lifeline and their support line. So it's like they do everything possible to make it for you to make the decision to say, I'm out. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel like in so many, like, it's like self-sabotaging behavior. Like, you got it really fucking good here. You really don't even know it. You got it really good, but you're doing everything under the sun to push me out this door. Every day you're pushing me a little more and more. So eventually I'm gonna be completely out. It ain't gonna be no kind of coming back from it, you know?
But that's why they say narcissists are always looking for supply, because they know that eventually the mask is going to come off. With
Oh,
the new supply, it's a fresh start. What I constantly hear my ex narc say is, I can never love another female because I'm still in love with you. You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. And I know that this girl, she might be nice to me for now, but eventually she's going to be talking to me different. Yeah, because you know, eventually you're going to tear her down. That's why. So it's like with the narcissist, they know over time that their relationship is going to get trashed and a girl is not going to see them as valuable anymore. So they just go and already start looking for new supply.
ASAP. Yeah, it's always like I gotta have somebody lined up because this I know this is gonna fall flat and I can't be by myself. Like that's something that they just can't do.
They don't know how to be alone. And then he says to me, "Oh, if you get with a new guy, you're only going to keep that guy for probably about 2 to 3 months." No, that's the life of a narcissist. Once you get with a narcissist, within 2 to 3 months, you start to see. So you're really talking about yourself.
Isn't it so funny how you'll see like they'll say things and it's like you're projecting. You're actually
Yeah.
really projecting a lot of this shit that you feel about you on me. This is not how I feel. This is not my life. But I think that's wild. So have you started dating since you've been out of that situation?
I have, but I told myself, I don't want to be nobody girlfriend. I was just with a narcissist for 11 years, girl. I'm at the carnival. I tell everybody I'm at the carnival. You know what it means to be at the carnival, to have fun. That's what it means. I'm going to go on that ride. I want to test out that ride. I'm here to have fun. When
You
I'm
know
ready to
what?
leave the
I'm
carnival,
not mad at it. Listen, I proudly say I'm outside. I am casually. I am not trying to be locked down with nobody. Okay. I just can't even imagine it right now. I never had that experience because I met him at 18. You met him right out of high school too. And to never have that experience to go out and to date different people,
yeah.
see what you see who you see, and just kind of get more life experience of how people function because people are weird as hell out here. You got people who either want to just play and be like, "Oh, I just want to have a little good time and bye," or you got people who are like ready to lock you down. They want to get married. They're trying to make you their wife right now. It's like slow down.
I know. And you know what's crazy? Because over the course of this year, I have met both.
Yeah,
I have met the ones I want to play, and I have met the ones that's like, look, I'm looking for a wife, and I'm just like, I don't even want to be in a relationship, let alone be your wife.
nah. It's like coming out of being married and going through the whole divorce phase. I'm like, I love, so I'm like, gosh, I want my man, but no, I gotta practice a better judgment and discernment going forward because clearly I didn't have it at 18, and that's so many of our stories. We meet these people so young, where and maybe we didn't have the healthiest examples of relationships and marriages and how they should go or how you should communicate, how you should support and treat people. So it's kind of fucked up. You have to go through this shit to figure it out. You know what I mean? But now that we got some life skills and experience behind us, it's like, listen, going forward, we're not doing this again. You out here lying, talking disrespectful and crazy. Bye. Oh,
And
cut.
it's so funny because I notice in relationships now, like when I talk to guys, it's just like you can just see the BS.
Yeah.
So it's like it's real hard for a guy to really just try to play with me because it's like I've been doing this for 10 years. I know all the signs, the secretness, whatever. So it's real hard for you to think you come to play with me. And you know what this type of dudes say? You're really masculine. No, it's just that I know who you are. And that's why.
Because I've
You know, like
so many times out here. I did all kinds of. I was out, at the lounges and I tried the dating apps and stuff, just having fun. Like I've been in Charlotte for 12 years, honey. I don't know nothing about Charlotte. I had these. So every time I go out or meet somebody new, and they're like, "Oh, I want to take you out." Well, you make the plans, you make the reservations, and you pick the spot. I don't even want to pick it, and so it's been exposing me to so many new restaurants and places. Like I'm in a whole new city. I didn't even know this existed. This is crazy. Okay,
it's just so fun. Like I just feel like being single is fun, and I'm like, why do everybody make it seem like being single is just so miserable? Girl, I'm happy. I ain't got to go through nobody's phone. I ain't got to worry about nobody cheating on me.
I'm sleeping good
Nothing.
every night. I sleep
Yes.
good every night.
At
Okay, honey.
peace. I'm not arguing. I'm not fighting. It's amazing. Like, I
Look,
just
I
never
don't
been
let
through
anybody
it.
feel. See, I have so many girlfriends who have been single for so long. They're like the dating pool is radioactive waste and it's and I'm like, you know what? I've actually met some really decent men,
Yeah.
like who are just in a different space in their life where they're ready to settle down, and I'm not. So I'm not even going to waste your time with that. I'm not
Mhm.
going to waste months trying to get to know you or play this game when I know I'm not there. I know I'm not looking for a husband right now. I know I'm not ready to introduce you to my kids. We're not going to do that. So I am thoroughly enjoying out here meeting people and having my fun, and you know what I mean, just finally getting the chance to like see. I think I wonder if you experienced this. Towards the end of my marriage and living with him, I started to almost fantasize being single. Like
Yeah.
I was consumed by it. Like do you follow the Kendra G single show?
No.
I don't know if you ever heard of. So this girl, she started. I know her. She was from Connecticut. She started in like one of the local hip hop stations on the radio, and I think she like moved out to like went to Chicago, and she's had some experiences in different radio shows. But she started, I believe, like a little YouTube a channel or something on Facebook or YouTube where she'd open it up to people to call in just like this, and they can kind of just like give a sales pitch on themselves. Like, hey, I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a woman like this. I desire somebody who's tall. I desire somebody who makes over six figures, someone who doesn't have kids. Here's what I like. Here's a little about me. And I would just be so caught up watching these shows, like, I want to go on. And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be thinking about this much. You know what I mean? But just seeing these people out here single, it was like, dang, I just wish I had this freedom. Like, I wish I could start over. I just need a do-over because this ain't it for me. This is not
It's
it.
a lot. And it's brain fog everywhere. I can remember, like, with my business, with my hair oil business, right?
Mhm.
I was literally writing that every plan that I wanted for that business since 2019.
Wow.
And I've been wanting to start, but it was so hard for me. I would get discouraged and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And literally, once he left, I'm like, wait, I just started to see the whole vision for the business all of a sudden once he left. But
That's
it was
beautiful.
like once he was there, I couldn't, like, I knew what I wanted for the brand, but I couldn't really see the vision. Soon as he left, the website got started. Everything. Like it's just crazy. I
I love
felt like it was just a dark cloud just lifted off of my life.
absolutely. That's
And
exactly how I
other
feel.
people seeing it too, they was like, girl, oh my God, you look so happy. What's going on? Like, other people can see it. And they see me when I was miserable too. Like, girl, you okay? You sure everything is all right? And you just like, yeah, I'm all right. Cause you don't want to tell people your business. Half of them ain't gonna help anyway.
Yeah, you're wearing that mask. I think that's beautiful. Tell me if you feel this. I felt like when I actually moved, like I moved in with my mom and my dad, and my parents didn't even know anything that was going on. But I remember maybe like a year prior, it was a situation I was in where my parents and my ex had a bad falling out. And he was basically trying to make me like, you gotta leave your parents. Fuck them. They played us. You need to, choose my side. And I remember like coming around my family, and they're like, Derry, can you even like just pretend to smile for us? Girl, I don't even think I can make my cheeks fake a smile. Like I could not smile at all. And I remember like when the situation happened, it happened so fast. And it was actually his mother who was like, when I had a breakdown, had to call his mama. Like I never really did that before, but I was like, listen, I gotta put this shit on the record. And when I started breaking down to his mom the things he was doing and saying to me and the kids, that woman looked me in my face and was like, I ain't never talked to you this way in my life, but you'll be fucking crazy to stay with my son at this point. And I was like, his mama? So when she told me that, it was done. It was just it's
It's so funny because the mothers could see, and I just I have so much love for the mothers who can see that their sons are messed up and nothing to be with, because you have some mothers who don't want to see it. Their son is just this angel from the Bible.
Listen, it's different now. I'm gonna tell you that. Now that's how, and it's like, I can't believe you actually left him, and oh my God, and
Um,
she's having to parent him, I'll say, and re-raise him. But it was just like, damn, when that time came and I actually moved out. I remember that day, it was really hot, but I remember I had to go and pick up something from like maybe I'll take like a 15-minute drive away. And the sun was shining so bright. I was like, when the hell did the sun get this bright? I can't even explain it, honey. It was like, I felt like the sun was shining 10 times brighter. And it's been shining that bright ever since. I feel like it was just this, something just came completely over me. Like, I know I made the right decision and I can't stop smiling. Now everywhere I go, people are like, you're just so damn happy. I had never seen you not smiling. Oh my, and I'm like, I went years when people didn't even know if I could smile.
it's crazy. You don't realize you in it until you get out. And yeah, I'm telling you, that's why my heart goes out to any woman who's dealing with it right now. My heart really just goes out to them.
It does. It definitely does. I do have another question. Do you think there are any ways that your childhood or your upbringing maybe impacted how you viewed relationships and you staying in a situation like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it was a lot of domestic violence in my family. And, when you're young, you think that, whatever your parents do, we're visual learners, right? When we're young. So it's not like our parents set us down and say, oh, if this man cheats, stay with him. But if you visually see your mom do that, you're going to learn that same behavior and think it's normal.
Absolutely. I do agree with that too. And I think that's important, for us to like show our kids, like, you know what, you don't sit and settle for this kind of behavior, not from no woman, not from no man. You don't do that. But I think it is like that old school kind of way of, we supposed to be the ride or die. Grandma's supposed to stay here until death do you part, whatever. But I think that's so dangerous. Like, we really
Don't
only
let any woman die emotionally, financially, spiritually. It is a ride or die. You're dead, but you're still there. Like,
you're right.
The ride is over. The ride is over.
Oh my God, that's wild. I say, I came from a really huge family. I have a really, really large family. And so for seeing like my parents together have, I think about, well, over 20 siblings. Ooh. And so, yeah, so I have a ton of aunties, uncles, cousins. And I've seen so many situations of my aunties being cheated on. I've seen, in some of the most disgusting ways, just my uncles making babies and doing all kinds, like, damn, like, and when you're young, you don't understand what that does to the family. You don't understand until like I see my cousins older, like how that's impacted their lives and how they pick relationships and how they handle or, subject themselves to certain things in their relationships because of what they grew up seeing. So for me, I'm in a space where I'm like, you know what? I refuse to let my daughter see this shit any longer and think this is okay. This is not okay. Like, you know what I mean? And I hate that it's like, this is her father, but it's like, it don't matter. Look, I'm in a space where I'm cutting off. If I got to cut off siblings, if I got to cut off friends, if I got to cut off aunties, cousins, you don't sit in a situation where people are doing you wrong. People are not supporting you. You know what I mean? People take advantage of you, because that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people people are so quick to want to just use you up. Mm-hmm. And they sure will, with no shame if you let them. Mm-hmm. But one thing I realized, and I find in a lot of situations that as I'm talking to people, we were never really taught self-love, right? Like, we weren't taught to validate ourselves. I think we felt like, I'm not complete unless I have my man. I got to have my family. I've got to have this little, picture perfect kind of image. So we put that shit out on social media. We try to act like everything's good. Like I said, we convince ourselves, oh, everything's fine. Knowing damn well it's not. And something I'm trying to work on teaching my kids, and especially my son, I feel like, don't go out here using women to make you feel good, to make you feel whole. Don't go out here using people for your own, satisfaction or self gains, and just that's wrong. You know what I mean? I feel like the more you really love yourself, at least this is what I'm finding in my situation, the more I start really working on pouring into me, really like affirming myself, just doing things that bring me genuine happiness and joy. I don't even have a desire to want to be like negative. I don't want to put nobody down. I don't want to talk foul. I don't want to partake in the gossip and oh my God, you heard about such. I don't. I fight for
Girl, amen. All right, because that's how I feel now. Like
because it's
I
like
just don't want that energy in my life. I don't want it around me.
that's so important. And so I said, since I know that we weren't taught that, that's something I really kind of want to push in this podcast and just in life general. Like, you got to pour into you because this world is raw. This world is so brutal. It's just, it's gonna try to find every way, especially just black women, black men. It's gonna try to tear us down the worst. So we gotta find things within ourselves to keep ourselves going, lift ourselves up, stay involved in the things that we enjoy. Like, what are there outside from like doing hair and cosmetology? Are there any other hobbies and things that you found yourself kind of getting back into once you were able to leave?
Researching and helping other people. I love to help other people. When I was in a relationship with my narcissist, I couldn't help people. It was, oh, you just want to help them. You just want to be in everybody's life. No, I'm a natural nurturer.
I love that.
Anybody I know, they come around me, you gonna elevate. All right, girl. Forget that 9 to 5. Start your own business. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna send you to vendors, everything. That's just how I am. I want to see everybody make it. And he hated that. Oh, you always want to be in somebody's face. You always want to do. And it's like I couldn't even have a friend. If I
Oh,
have a friend, he would say, oh, "Can we have a threesome with the girl?"
girl,
I can't even say I know somebody. We gotta have it. But if you got a homeboy, let me come out and say, "Can we have a threesome?" Girl, I'm gonna be in the hospital with stitches everywhere. Every bone gonna be broke.
every boat. And that's so disgusting. Mine was notorious for that. I mean, and he would be so open with it, like, damn, she got a fat ass. God damn, she. And I have one video I put out in some of the early episodes that I did on my channel where I caught my ex cheating on me with this girl. And when I confronted him with them, like, who is this girl texting your phone? What is this about? His response, girl, was, you should have just seen her, dearie. She was so fucking fine. She was like a prettier version of your friend Stephanie. And I'm a man. I get weak. What you thought I was gonna do? It was like, and then months later, there
I
was
to throw my friend in there. That's just like a double, just
every,
double jeopardy.
every opportunity to be like for my college roommate. Oh, back in high school, I used to want to fuck her so bad. She had this fat ass. She was small and she was this. My cousins. I mean, it was just like
He trying to sleep with your cousins?
I mean, he would just make comments like, "Damn, your cousin fine as hell." And, damn,
Yeah,
she nice.
that's one thing about narcissists. They always do that. It's like they all have that in common. They will sleep with your family members. They will sleep with your friends. They probably sleep with your father. It's just weird.
Wouldn't surprise me none. It's like you said, that's so rude. And like I remember having one time where I just was like, I'm gonna just throw one of his friends in the mix. Like, yeah, I went to go buy an egg, and he came to the car with these basketball shorts, man. That damn near to his knees. Shit, don't send me to go to pick that up no more. And not even trying to say like, oh, I'm just saying I seen that the man had a nice imprint. About lost it, honey. And so I think I was too scared to like poke the bear anymore. You know what I mean? So I was like, fall back. But I could just never be that way.
I know. And it's like I could never go and sleep with your friends, no matter what. And they friends always trying to come on to us. The friends, oh, here come the friends. As soon as y'all get into an argument, yeah, because I always liked you. And then I'll be nice enough to tell you. Because other girls would have been like, oh, okay, let me do something with your friend then.
Yeah, because you was out here doing this. Let me get my revenge. Okay.
You know what hurt me the most though? Because when I was in that relationship, even though I knew I was getting cheated on and stuff like that, I still went and go out and cheat. So it was like I was being loyal to somebody that was doing me dirty.
Blind loyalty for no reason. I was the same way. And I'm like, why? Like, and all the opportunities I had where I could have, right?
No.
Oh my God.
With
I
the
just,
friends and everything. Like,
but you know what? This is what I say. Good for you for not doing that, because like you sowed really good seeds in life. I feel like that's God's going to reward you for not being that person, not having gone and retaliated in that same way that they would. I thank God that I could sleep at night knowing that throughout my whole marriage, I never cheated. I never was out sneaking, kissing on people, doing things, sending titty pictures and pussy pictures. I didn't do none of that. And so that's why I'm like, I felt so good when I left. Like, yo, I literally did everything I could. I did everything I could here, and I'm good to go.
because
And
I know I was there. I was riding with you even when you just had me down. I was still being loyal to you. Like, it's just crazy.
it's absolutely crazy. I think it's funny though to see like I have so much support from his former friends, from the people from his high school, half these girls and stuff who you was trying to get at. They're watching my show, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
this is, and
They
how
go,
many?
girl, I'm so proud of you.
I'm telling his family, his aunties, cousins. I mean, some of them are too scared to even put it out publicly. Like, yo, that was a great episode. Oh my God, we love this. You're doing good. But they'll be in the DMs or they'll be in my stories like, this is a good reel. This is good. Oh my God, I can't believe he was doing this. I can't believe he was talking like this to you. And the friends who have come trying to take me out. I mean, some of the former friends are my biggest fans. I just have to laugh like, oh, I could have done you so wrong. But I sleep really good knowing that I didn't, because that's maybe a Leo thing. We loyal as fuck. Like,
I know. I know.
I don't find that out of everybody. You're not gonna find somebody who is always trying to go out of their way to help build you up, to help support your dreams. Because I'm sure his dreams was bigger than yours for a long time.
Of
Whereas,
course.
let me help. I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna tell people about this. And my ex, he spent years trying to start a podcast, actually. And I went bought the lights, the green screens, the cameras, the tripods,
Everything.
the new computers, like you said, and like, let's do it. We lost the weight. We look good. Let's get on camera. Let's do this. He just could not. He wasn't ready. He was never ready. And when I left, I'm like, shit, I spent all this money on this equipment. This is mine. You know?
Yes.
Give me my cameras, my
But
tripod.
honestly, it just means that behind the scenes, you was really just getting ready for your own blessing.
Honey, and it's amazing. Like, I never thought I would be doing this. I never ever thought, because even I didn't have the confidence to truly do it. I was vegetarian for 7 years with my ex, and he was on this whole Dr. Savy thing. We got to stop eating this meat and this pork and blah blah blah. And girl, I love meat. Look at my ass. And I was like, okay, we're gonna get us a try. I never thought it turned into 7 years, but that's why my ass couldn't smile. I was mad. I was hungry as hell. But when I left, when like last summer, I was like, I'm gonna start a lifestyle channel. We're gonna talk about us being vegetarians. I cooked all the time, made all kinds of eggplants and cauliflower and stuff. So I started slowly recording videos, but I couldn't put my face on. So it'd always be like my hands, the countertop, me showing. And I'm like, I just wish I had the courage to get out there and start and do it. But when I started the modeling experience, the lady was like, we do live fashion shows. You're going to be in front of my 2 million followers. Get ready. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like she kind of thrust me into that world where it was like, oh, bitch, you don't have a choice. To see the reception I got from her followers was like, oh, I could do this. I absolutely can. And I got the equipment, and I've got now the space and the time, and my parents support me and gave me this little area in the house where it's like, nope, you do what you got to do, because, I think it could turn around and be something that could, be really impactful. So I'm excited. So he doesn't even realize he helped me prepare me. And, in ways, yours probably helped prepare you too, with just getting out there and say, I don't have to put my time and energy into yours now. I can solely focus on me and what I need to do. So I'm glad that you at least were able to start setting some of those goals and really putting in the steps, like getting the website going and, meeting with the vendors and doing everything that you had to get your business off the ground. And it's going to take off. Like, now learning just consistency is everything. Just keep pushing it, keep linking with people, keep on spreading the word. I just got little QR cards and stuff printed where I'm like, hey, everywhere I go, or I just started printing the shirts and tank tops. Like, you know what? I'm going to start, just because you just never know how far can go. Somebody, eventually might buy your business or buy the name or see.
I tell myself that all the time. Even when I'm putting my business cards around, I'll be like, you know what? This business card just got to touch one person's hand, and
The right
that's all I
person.
need.
Oh,
And you don't know how long it's going to take, but you just got to keep going.
absolutely. And I love
Even
that.
when you only got full customers, you got to keep going.
That's doggone right. I started off with, only a few views or a couple dozen views on some of my videos. And then it was like, you know what? Let me just keep on trying. So I'd have moments where I'd fall back and I'd say, you know what? Let me not lose too much steam. And it would be something that kind of gives me like the fuel to my fire. Like, you know what? Nope, get back in it. Just go put another video out or just go and do this or go and try to explore this and just, let's see what happens. But I said, I'm proud to see the progress. And like I said, I'm meeting so many awesome people and just even like linking with you. I think this is so dope. And just like I
I
said,
know.
I have friends all over the damn world. And look, I might be making my way to damn New York sometime and try to link with you for lunch or
Just
something.
let me know. Let me know. I'm down.
I'm going to Connecticut actually next week for my high school reunion. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
that's amazing.
I know. I wish I had. I'm going to be up there only for like a long weekend, and I'm actually going to be recording some episodes up there in Hartford in the studio. I'm going to reserve, but I'm like, you know what? I love this, and I love just again spreading good energy, spreading my story, not having the shame or the guilt or the embarrassment anymore. Where it's like that's behind me now. Just kind of coming into this new phase. I think is it's just beautiful. And so I'm grateful for you coming on and helping me out with this and sharing your story and just showing your beautiful face. And like I said, we're
Thank
gonna
you.
definitely keep on plugging crazy Afro hair. As I got to check out your website, see what I can support or what I can get from you, girl.
Amen. I really appreciate it. And I just want to thank you for providing this platform. And, you just never know. Like, look, we just came from Facebook groups. I'm like, now we on here. I was just like, let me hit her up and see if I could get on her podcast. And I'm
Absolutely.
just happy that, you answered me. I was like, oh, she answered me. Because some people act so stink. But thank you for even letting me come on here, share my story, promote my brand. I really appreciate it. And, I look forward to the future. I can't wait to see hoe busters everywhere. I can't wait.
I know that's right. Queen, you are the bomb. Thank you so much. So I guess we're gonna wrap up this episode. That was a great conversation. And again, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you to help start this off. This might be something big. Look, bring you back next time, talk some more stuff because we haven't really even gotten into this, but the
I
service.
know. I want next time to be in person though. Like I really just want to, be in person, be at the studio, and
I would love that. Well, look, you got my number, I've got yours. We're gonna keep in touch, and that's for sure. All right, honey.
no problem.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy your evening, and thanks again for coming on. And so to the viewers out there, please make sure you tap in, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, check out my girl's website. We're gonna make sure we plug that on here so we can share and get her some more clients up. And if you know anybody who wants to come on the show, share more of their stories and their experiences, I'm open to all of it. All right, honey.
Oh, no problem. Gotcha.
All right. Well, have a good night, and thank you
You
again.
too.
All
Bye.
right. Take care. Um, all right, all right. So let me see how I can add myself back onto this screen. And y'all know I'm experimenting over here. I've got to figure this out because this has not been easy. All right. It has just not been easy getting these live streams going. Let's see. Maybe there. And I think I'm getting it going. All right, there I am back on camera. Well, I see we've got a couple people in here watching tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this interview I did with Queen Taylor, who again is the founder of Crazy Afro Hair. Queen is from Brooklyn, New York, and we spoke a lot longer than just what I showed on that interview, but I really like her energy. She has a heck of a story. And honestly, like I said, we really only just scratched the surface about her life experiences and some of mine. I'm always sharing some stories with y'all about what the hell I've been through and what I'm still going through. And yeah, so we've got some more dropping. I've actually have several interviews that I hope to start releasing in this format through the live stream. So we can have some conversations about it. You guys can kind of get a chance to talk with me throughout. Hit the chat was it the chat room, and let me know what's going on. But it does. Let me see. It looks like somebody was trying to join this live. How do I get you in here? Um, I have no idea, y'all. I'm not even sure I'm going to do that tonight, because this has already been complicated enough trying to figure out this UV Muck service. I may be experimenting with some other ones soon, because this was too much. And it looks like some of them aren't even freaking working for me. This is crazy. Look, at Instagram didn't even stream live tonight. So sorry to whoever might have been trying. And I've been telling folks on Instagram, yeah, we're going live tonight. I guess not. But it's all good. I have to tell them to go and find it on YouTube or Facebook or something. But I have got another interview to prepare for in 20 minutes, y'all. So it has been a very busy day. I hope everybody out there had a wonderful day and is preparing to wind down and have themselves a good night. I got some fried chicken in here I'm about to eat for dinner. I can't wait. And then work on these kids, get them down for bed soon. But just be watching my page. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms. And I recently put my audio podcast out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all the streaming services you can think of. Okay. So it shouldn't be very hard to find me, but I appreciate y'all tapping in, and thank you so much for supporting this first Ho Busters Live. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Peace.